La da da. La da da. Let's get the scary music. This is a scary music night.
Should we just redo it?
Yeah, sure.
Scary. Oh, caught a pie in the face. Good Saturday evening. Pardon the noise in the background. Like I said, my nose is hard of hearing. So, fortunately, that's something we have to deal with for today. Now, listen. I've got some interesting shit to talk about tonight. For once. No ranting, no raving, no yelling, no screaming. Hey there, Michelle. How you doing? Went to the cemetery tonight. I've been there earlier today. Valley Cemetery, Manchester, New Hampshire. It's my favorite cemetery right now to explore because it's really old. I mean, it has so many little hidden paths and shit between like the crypts and stuff. So it's like, I've explored pretty much the entire outer area, the center area, but I haven't, wiggled and weaved through all the paths. Some of them are overgrown, so you can't like get in them, but they've been clearing some of it out. And then of course you gotta kind of like stay away from the what is it called? The vagrants. Sorry. Also tonight, made my own pepper extract. So, I'm gonna try that. See if it tastes like anything. And also, I got these Tapatio ramen noodles. I like different noodles. I like spicy noodles. If anybody who knows anything about me, I love spicy foods. I make hot sauce. And I like peppers. I grow peppers too. I do a lot of stuff. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. That's why I got the scary ass music in the background, so we can talk about what happened today, right? Now, hey, what's up? How are you? Glad that you popped in. Yeah, we talking ghost shit. This is the ghost shit. So you probably know a little bit about Valley Cemetery since you're from up here. If you don't, it's a little scary, especially at night. It can be during the day if the vagrants are hanging around and shit. Now remember, I've eaten noodles way hotter than this. I mean, way hotter than this. Super hot. But I'm not always just about the spice. It's gotta have flavor. And these aren't bad. They're not super spicy, so if you expect this shit... Oh, I still got your hot sauce. Don't worry about that. I still got your hot sauce. Every other person I'm giving hot sauce to. I meet so many people when I walk out. It's ridiculous. Sorry for talking with my mouth full. So yeah, back to the story about this fucking ghost shit. Now, the whole thing that got me interested in this cemetery in the first place, folks, was they have wild turkeys in here. I was just like, why the fucking wild, like, what are wild turkeys eating in the cemetery? And it really doesn't look that big from the outside. Yeah, you gotta be careful at that cemetery. You gotta be real careful. There's a lot of homeless, and the homeless aren't the bad ones, it's the heroin addicts. They're the bad ones. They will try to rob you. I was actually going through there one day, and it might have been the day I seen you at the daggone thing. And there's like a path that's kind of near the street, and then there's like the down part where you can have like picnics and shit. Like, why would you have a picnic in a fucking cemetery? I don't know, but people do strange shit. They sleep in the cemetery. They do lots of stuff in that cemetery that I wouldn't do, but that's me. I just like sitting in it and thinking sometimes. Clear my mind. So right, bam. I went back to go see what was up with these fucking turkeys one day. This is like months ago. And when I was down there, I noticed they have like this little stone bridge, but there's no water or anything. And it doesn't look like it was ever really that high above the ground to begin with. So it's almost like, why is it there? I'm thinking maybe they used to stand on it and and just like maybe talk to the damn people when they were burying them or some shit. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is you can go under it, and I want to look under there, but I'm afraid I'm gonna see some shit that I don't want to see. Plus, it stinks around that fucking thing, like really bad, but not all the time, which is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think if it's gonna stink all the time, or whatever. But it smells like rot. Now there is like some kind of, I guess, water. Oh God, why do people call me water? Hold on a second, please. Hello? How you doing? Hello? Oh. Yeah, what's up? Oh, I didn't say anything. I said, what's up? Yes, I am just. Not much of anything. Just sitting here doing a live stream real quick, and I was eating these noodles. Other than that, I ain't doing shit. Okay. Yes, I can. Give me about... Yep, give me about like 20 minutes. I'll finish this up and I'll run over there. Alright. I apologize for that. I'm gonna do remember, I always do my 12 o'clock. The late night one, my language will be a lot different. A lot of swearing. More open shit. A little more crazy. Plus, there's a story to tell. But back to the whole beginning of this, and then it'll kind of set us up for a later story. Now, when I went to the cemetery, I was down there by that stone thing, just looking around. You know, it was daytime. Nobody, you know, I've been in cemeteries before. You know what I'm saying? So they're not that scary to me. Certain ones are. There's like one back where I'm from in New Haven. It's the oldest cemetery in the whole country. I don't fuck with that cemetery. I've been there once when I was like 7 years old. Something pushed me on the ground. I was like, ha ha! No, never again. Unless I'm being buried up in this motherfucker, I don't need to be walking around it. It's a cemetery. We're gonna hang around with dead people for it. It's not like they're gonna talk. Really? You know, a conversation with a dead guy. Hey, guy, how you doing? You know, what killed you? You know. Anyway, though. All right, so there was this book on that stone thing. A textbook from like maybe 5 years ago. Because I could, you know, read the date and it's published, blah blah blah. So I was like, why is this book here? Like, that's strange. So, you know, it was open to a particular page. I looked at the page, and I was just looking at the page. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Smack the book off, right? Now, anybody who's walked through this cemetery knows there's rocks, sticks, all types of leaves, shit. And this was like when it was like kind of cold, so it wasn't like the trees had any cover, and the bushes weren't green, so you could see everything around you pretty much. Now, walking back up towards where I came in at, there's only one way in the cemetery unless you're jumping fences, right? Another way, you'll make noise. So I'm thinking, fuck it, I'm gonna, you know, go jump this fence over that way, right? Nah, couldn't jump the fence, it was too high. So I'm walking up the path again and going to this other side. It's closer to, not the Valley Street side. I can't remember the name of the street off the top of my head right now. Fuck. It's the side that comes right off of Chestnut. You come to Chestnut and it's like boom, and you can only go left or right. So where Chestnut ends, right? So I get over there and I'm walking. I see this little white girl out of nowhere. She's walking. Now, I'm not saying she just materialized out of nowhere, because obviously I would have been like, oh shit, she's a ghost. But like, I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't hear her walking, right? Now, mind you, at the time, I'm not paying attention to this shit because it's like, whatever, you know. When you see shit, you're not always thinking that you're gonna see shit, so. Those are good noodles. Oh yeah, I'm still going on it, right? Now check this out. She walks by. She doesn't acknowledge me there. Now I'm thinking, if you're a young lady of any type and you see some dude coming out the fucking woods of a cemetery, you're gonna at least look like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Acknowledge that you see somebody. No, she didn't look at me at all. Never saw her face. She had like blondish brown hair, maybe short, long, like a white sweatshirt, blue jeans, right? And she was walking up the path along that side towards the big gate that's on the side where Chestnut's, the side that faces fucking Chestnut Street. God damn. Anyway, now remember, like I said, there's no way out that way. There's no way out. And I was about maybe 50 yards behind it. So I'm walking. Boom, boom, boom. Like all of a sudden, this real weird feeling comes over me. Like it got kind of cold, and it just felt strange. You know what I'm saying? Strange. So I stopped because, like, I think my shoe came untied. Something stupid that made me stop and, like, tie my shoe. Or bend down and look at something. I think I might have been looking at the gravestone. That's what it was. And then I look up, right? Boom! She's gone. Now, of course, I'm not thinking anything at the time because I'm like, oh, she probably went out the gate, right? So I walk up to the gate. Gate's locked. Chain locked. Big, heavy chains. This chain has been locked for so long, the shit's rusty. So I moved it around to see if maybe, you know, it's just there for decoration, whatever. But it's not. I'm looking around everywhere. There's no way she could have gone that quick without making any fucking noise unless she had, like, flew away. So either she's a ghost or she's got wings. Right? But at the time, I'm just like, nah, maybe she hopped the fence and went away. So what I did was walk back and left. Didn't think too much of it, right? Now remember, I told you what I did with that book. I knocked it off the stone thing. Don't forget that. That's very important. Go back the next day, it's still on the ground, right? But it's closed. It's not on the same page. About a week later, I was exploring another part of the cemetery by where the Smith Mausoleum is. That's on that cliffside. I'm looking along, the, you know, found a new path. I'm like, oh, let me go down this way. Almost tripped and fell and busted my ass. It's okay. So I'm looking from the path. And what do I see in the same exact fucking spot on that stone thing? The fucking book. The book. Now, you're probably like, well, somebody probably came by and put it back up there. Okay, that is logical, right? It's logical. Maybe they looked at it, picked it up, oh, put it back down, right? In the same exact spot. Let's just say that's logical. But here's what's not logical. Here's exactly the part that made me say, there's something going on, right? It was on exactly the same page. And you're probably saying, how do you know it's the same page? Because I thought it was strange that a freaking textbook had like an advertising inside of it. It was like an advertisement for like a East Bay backpack or some shit. Or maybe it was stuffed in there. But it was on that same exact page. What are the odds of that? Same space, same spot, same page. Okay, so whatever. I'm like, it's getting a little freaky. But, you know, I'm not going to go sick with it. Now, this time I went to go smack the book off again, right? This fucking stink just like came up and surrounded the area. Like, ugh. I was just like, oh God, this is nasty. It's disgusting. I have to get out of here. Right? So, you know, I leave. Now, remember, people, there are wild turkeys down there. Wild turkeys. And homeless people. So, at night, hearing shit is possible. You know, turkeys probably walk around at night doing shit, or at least roll around. Then there's other animals and shit in there. There's like fucking deer, little woodchucks and shit come out the ground, stuff, all types of weird shit. You know, birds that fly around at night. So, and the homeless people. So you're gonna hear noise. So noise isn't, I heard something. There's definitely a ghost in here. No. I'm gonna assume ghosts don't make a whole bunch of noise. They're ghosts. Like, they don't touch shit unless they're smacking stuff off. Like, oh shit, what happened? You know what I mean? Shit like that. But it was it gave me a weird feeling. You know, that kind of feeling where you feel like something is around or somebody's watching. So I started walking back up the path, and like a stick came from kind of like off the trees, smacked me in my leg. I was like, oh shit. Now, once again, I didn't see anything throw it. I didn't see anybody throw it. It could have been a bum being a dick and throwing a fucking stick at me. You know, you are gonna love it. Guarantee you're gonna love it. I got like 20 something different flavors. I should like make you small little sample bottles so you can have like 4 or 5 of them, which probably what I'm gonna do. Probably exactly what I'm gonna do. So you can be like, oh shit, it's like 15 fucking flavors of fucking hot sauce. Like goddamn Baskin Robbins and shit. Jesus Christ. This guy's crazy with hot sauce. Crazy with hot sauce and crazy with stories about ghosts. Now, because I have to go run across all the way to Merrimack Street, I hate walking all the way over here at this time of night. Not because I'm afraid, because I just don't want to be harassed. I'm going to get harassed like 50 fucking times before I even get where I'm going. Hey, you want this? Do you need that? Do you want this? Do you need that? No, 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 no. And no, I don't have anything for you either. Except for this knife. Stab! No, I'm sorry. Now, listen, here's the thing, right? So the stink, the smell, the stick, bam. I'm like, still not thinking anything, right? Now, mind you, I have visited this cemetery so many times. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm skeptical because I myself have seen shit in different places. Very rarely have I ever seen anything in a cemetery. I've felt shit, not seen it. I'm like, oh, he's crazy. These guys have never seen anything before. Yeah, well, go watch NOWC Top 5. You don't believe me, there's hundreds of stuff that you can see on NOWC Top 5 or chills where I'm skeptical about ghosts doing this shit. Peeking. Why would they be peeking? The shit I saw tonight, wait till I get to that part of the story. Wait till I get to that part of the story. I think I might have done something today during the day that I shouldn't have done. And I say that because normally I don't fucking touch gravestones, crypt doors, none of that shit. But I was making a little Instagram video and I thought it would be funny for the real if I like walked up to the door and acted like I was gonna turn the handle and then it stops and it's like, oh, did he really open it? Well, you know what? I think I may have opened the ethereal door. Not the actual physical one, thank God, because I can only imagine what the fuck is in there. That'd be weird. Like, dead body sitting there, rotted away, just a skeleton. I wonder, how much would it be with a 200-year-old human skull? Just joking, I don't want to find out. I'm not a grave robber. Now, wait. Today, right? First time I really started fucking around with like recording videos on TikTok, I found that ghost filter that they say, you know, shows that there's ghosts. So I was like, okay, boom. Excuse me. I'm like, boom, ghosts, right? I put it on myself. Everything was cool. Flash it around the house real quick. Nothing popped up, right? Bam. So, went to the cemetery earlier today. I've been twice today. Daytime, nighttime, I try to do both. Or sometimes real early in the morning when, you know, the dope fiends are probably still sleeping and don't really want to bother you. But like around this time of night, they're kind of still active. Actually, they are very active. There was like a couple of them in there when I went in there, and I had to wait for them to go past because I didn't want them thinking I was trying to like arrest them or whatever they think, you know. And I just don't want to be bothered with those people. Just don't want to be bothered with them. You know what I'm saying? It's either do I want this or do I have something for them? And then if you don't give it to them, then they want to get mad. Like you owe them drug money. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But here we go. So I go back today, right? Hop the fence. Got the little stupid filter on. I'm thinking, I haven't seen a goddamn thing pop up at all. This is a bullshit filter. As soon as I say that, bang! There's a spire, you know, one of those stone monument things. It's lighting up like a motherfucker. And then there seems to be like a shape coming off of it. Sort of like something's leaning on it. What the fuck is this? Yes, it is posted to TikTok and Instagram in my story, so you don't have to take my word for it. Go over there and see it. You know what I'm saying? But here's what made me think this filter might be some straight up bullshit, right? I'm looking at other tombstones and stuff. Nothing pops up, right? But I pass a tree. This tree lights up. Go back, it lights up again. I look at that other stone, it stops lighting up, but then it lights up again. So I'm like, okay, maybe this thing might be real. So I was walking, and I found this little staircase. And I didn't notice it at first until I watched it later. But as I was walking up the steps, on the side of the steps, like if someone, it looked like somebody was kind of like leaning, like just kind of laying on the steps with that little filter shit. And I'm like, oh. After, you know, obviously not at the time when I was doing it, because I don't even think I was looking at my camera when I did it. But when I watched it later, I was like, oh shit, I didn't even notice that. Then, as I was going around the corner, this other stone just, bam, lit up. So I'm like, oh shit, dude, maybe this thing might be real, right? So I'm walking through the cemetery, and I did the thing where I walked up on this crypt door. Now, usually I wouldn't touch it, but I wanted to make it look as real as possible, like I really was going to open the door. So I grabbed it and I turned the knob just a tad, and walked away. You know, didn't knock on it. You know, I felt that wasn't disrespecting the memory of those who may be dead, right? Well, obviously they are dead because they're in a cemetery. But I didn't want to disrespect the memory. So I didn't like bang on it or anything like that. Walking away. Everything seemed to be fine, right? Everything seemed to be fine. Now, here's my suggestion. Because like I said, I have something to go do and I really don't feel like leaving too late. The earlier I leave here, the earlier I get back to do my next one. But if you want to know what I think happens after I open or touch that door, well, you're going to have to come back at 12 o'clock. But I will tell you this. That TikTok filter is either bullshit and it just flashes when it feels like it, which I don't think is true now, or it's real. And if it is real, if what it is showing is actual interdimensional beings, then there's one that has now attached itself to me. Because every time I turn that fucking filter on, the whole screen lights up with that shit. And then there's like this weird, looks like two eyes at the top. You have to look at it. I'm not making this up, seriously. I don't have time to be playing games making up shit. I mean, what's the point? You know, I'm not like one of those, what do you call them? Guys who pretend to make ghost videos, and then it's all live stuff, so it's not like I could act it. But with that being said, I'm gonna leave it with this. I was in a really decent mood most of the day, right? Until after this. I was mad early, like right before I went to, in fact, it's funny how I was really angry, and the first thing I wanted to do was go to the cemetery. And you can ask a couple of dudes I was talking to. One of my friends, I was talking to him on DM, on Insta. And I was like, yeah, man, I was in such a good mood. And I felt like, and the funny thing is I told him, because, you know, I have mental illness. I'm bipolar, schizoaffective, yada, 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 yada. So I have days where I get really depressed. You know what I'm saying? I get really depressed. But never to the point where I want to kill myself. And, like, for maybe about an hour today, I didn't want to live. And I don't get like that. There's nothing wrong. Everything is going well. But it's just like this nagging sensation. So I was talking to my boys. What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you like calling and hanging up the phone? Hold on a second.
We are thrilled. We finally found our dream home in the mountains.
Views are great, the air is fresh. It is bear country, though.
Yep, I'm walking out the door. Nope, I won't. No, you tried to call me twice and it just hung up, but I didn't see a text come through yet. Yeah, so yeah. Let me see. I'll check my pockets. I think I might have like 50 cents because I went out and got. No, I won't forget the tape. I got the tape. Don't worry about that. All right, now listen. 10:51, right? I will be back. Usually I do a 12 o'clock show. It's called Late Night Only, but tonight's all No Order Without Paranormal, because I got a lot of stories to tell about this shit. I got a lot of stories to tell about this shit. No, I don't think so. Alright, hold up. Now let me just say this, people. If you want to know what happened tonight, you can barely see it on the camera footage because I had to zoom way in and it's dark as shit. But I seen mist, and it's not a misty night. It went right past my... Misty night. It's not misty. It's a regular, plain old, normal night, and it's interesting. It's interesting. The things that are going on. Nighttime. It's craziness. Weirdness. I'm about to put my shoes on so I can go and drink my beer before I leave. I don't like to end my shows before I like to end my shows. But I will say this. I can stay a little bit longer. I don't have to walk all the way over to fucking Merrimack Street. Goodness gracious, thank you. I feel like walking all the way over there anyway. But I will tell you what happened right before I walked out the door, and then we'll save the what happened when I got out the door for the second half. I figured, let me try this TikTok filter again, right? Since I'm gonna go do this ghost thing tonight, let's see if we see some stuff. I turn it on, and like I said, it's everywhere. It's around me. It's not on any particular item. It's like the whole screen is filled with it. And I think I told y'all that already, but I just want to reiterate that. That's what made me start saying, this is really some bullshit, right? Jump the fence, get back in the cemetery. It's still doing that. Nothing like that stone that I saw before that was lighting up wasn't lighting up now, right? Now it's just, unless the energy is just that much at night that it's everywhere and it's just picking up everything. And that's very possible. I mean, it's a fucking ancient cemetery. Things like over 200 years old. So it begs that there's the possibility of the energy having leaked out into the surrounding area. Possible. It also could be the many dead fucking people that they've been finding all over the city that keep overdosing and won't stop. Which I'm not saying it's easy for them. Obviously it's not. They die from it. But you get what I'm saying, right? If you don't, well, it's not really that important. It's the paranormal part of my story anyway. The important part is what happens in that cemetery. What I saw in that cemetery. I'm believing now that whatever attached itself to me today, if that happened, wanted to go back there. Or wanted me to go back there for some reason. Because what I saw in that cemetery, and if I really want to clean up the footage. I put it on my camera, and put it on my computer. I've got all this editing software, but I very rarely use it because I don't like to edit shit because then it seems fake. But I just want to clean it up so I can try to see it. I want to see it because you can see a dark, shadowy shape. You can't really tell what it is. The only thing I could tell, I'm not gonna tell you. You'll have to come back for that. So, I'm going to stop this right here. But before I do want to give my approval to Tapatio ramen noodle soup. It's good. I was thinking it was going to taste like Mexicanish. But it's delicious. Grab you some Tapatio shrimp noodle soup. Don't remember where I got it from. Is it Dollar Tree? Yeah, Dollar Tree. That's where I got it. Earlier today. After I went in the cemetery. The first time. Now, I'm not done with the cemetery by a long shot. In fact, now I'm even more intrigued. Because if you go in there, you'll notice that some of the older crypts, the ground, I guess, settling has made them crack. So there's like space where if something was being trapped in there, or a spirit perhaps, they can now escape. I have to understand that a lot of the old Irish folklore about evil spirits and things says that iron keeps them, you know, trapped or out. They can't go past it. For whatever strange reason, I'm not sure. And obviously these old structures have iron, but iron rust, breaks down, deteriorates, snaps. So some of these crypts are actually open. I'm gonna stick a camera in there one day. I'm gonna try to see what I can see. The other thing I want to see is what's under that stone thing. But like I said, it'd be so stank, and I'm worried like I'm gonna look under there and there's gonna be a body, and I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? Do I call the police? Do I not call the police? Do I walk away like I saw nothing? Well, whatever it is that lives between both universes lives near that fucking stone thing, because I saw it. And I might upload the footage to this YouTube so you can see it. But for now, I bid you a good evening. Make sure if you want to know what happened, what I saw, that you tune in midnight or maybe sooner. If I get back sooner than midnight, I'll go back on and finish the story, and then I'll tell a scary story. I'll tell you what I think might have happened in my own crazy way. But in the meantime, everyone, make sure you have something iron, old iron. I have a railroad spike, actually. I'm gonna get it and set it right fucking next to me. I wonder if I touch it, my hands will burn. If I'm actually possessed by the demons of the Valley Street Cemetery, crawled through the crypt into our reality, latched itself on my shoulders. Ah! What does it want? What does it want? I'd like to know what that fucking thing down there wanted. I want to know what it wanted. I'm telling you, people, if there are any people out here who are willing to explore that cemetery with me, so I'm not there by myself, for reasons, you know, watch my back so I can actually concentrate on, like, looking at the stones and make sure, like, some fucking crackhead or dope fiend doesn't smash me over the back of my head with something. That would be awesome. But yeah, let me go ahead and do what I gotta do now. It's exactly 11 o'clock. I will be back by midnight or a little later. Besides, it's late night omen. It's a Saturday. What else do you have to do? Unless you're out clubbing, which you're not if you're here. And besides, who wants to go to the club? You can drink at home. Thank you for joining me, people. Thank you for any new people who came. If you liked the video, obviously like it. If you like the channel, there's a ton of fucking content up here. All types of different shit. So I can't tell you to subscribe until you've actually gone through the content. Because you might subscribe and then you'll see a video of me fucking flipping the fuck out on people. Oh, fuck you. And you'll be like, oh god, I don't like this guy anymore. No. And I haven't really organized my channel yet into like playlists, so you can just come and look. Oh, the haunted story shit is right here. You know, I'll just look at that. I do have my stupid scary stories, and I have my Shots of Chaos playlist so far. So, you know, over the next week or two, I'll try to get everything organized, because there's a lot of videos up there. I have to do a lot of, like, sitting here and putting things in corners, and that's annoying. But, thank you. Thank you for joining me. You all have a wonderful evening. And I'll see you back later for more Saturday night frights. Scary stories with Old G.